I really love that drop. I think I already said that in a previous episode as well. These playlists are amazing. Shout out to White Bat Audio for placing royalty-free music on YouTube to use in content creation. Welcome to a new episode. I indeed uploaded a single video with a few minutes of silence due to me hitting the mute button on my microphone and I guess not hitting the button again to unmute. So my apologies for that. I am quite the new and clumsy content creator, I guess. Sometimes you look over these things. I should also have OBS open just so I can keep track of all this type of stuff. So, right now, we're getting at least close to a semi-functional vehicle. Now, there's a few things... Oh, I think I don't have my lights. There we go. Okay, that makes it a little bit more watchable. So, there's a few things that I really want to focus on this episode. We have installed the thrusters in the last episode, but we still have something to do in this entire build. Like, we have installed at least something to process resources. We're starting to place some stuff around to process hydrogen and oxygen, and all that is fine and dandy. But there's one big problem. There's a large underground area here, right here, that we have nothing with yet. There is something down here. I don't know what it is. There's some sorters, and I think there's probably some connectors down here. So what we're gonna do in this episode is we are going to see how far we can get to get this bottom part here to get this into shape. As you can see, there's some hydrogen thrusters missing, and this side has some hydrogen thrusters missing. What we're gonna try to do is gut this as far as we can. So we're really gonna make only the outer edge stay intact. And for the rest, we're going to try to really get this part clean. Now there's a few parts that are gonna make this difficult. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some struts. So I'm gonna put the whole base on these struts to make sure that if I do something here that makes it completely detached from the ice, the ship won't break or fall. We're really going to do that only in the last few bits when we're really wanting to get this ship in flying order. So for the time being, we're just gonna give it some pillars. Just to make it a little bit more safe. I don't want this ship to break in any way just because I accidentally removed it and it like tips over or anything. This way I can dig underneath here without having the fear of breaking everything. So, I have no idea what's over here because I've never... Ooh, that's a connector? Oh, that's a turret. Alright. Well, that probably explains it already. That's probably the only thing that's here. Probably another turret here, like a Gatling or a interior turret. No, nothing. Nothing. Okay. Which is fine, because then it's even less of a use to have these conveyor sorters here. Another turret here? No? No turret? No turret. Alright. So, what we are going to focus on mostly is try to get this part in working order as well. So, let's just... There's an ion thruster up there. I'm unsure if we're going to keep that. We removed it on the other side as well. Yeah, we removed it on the back side here as well because it was broken. What we're really going to look for is try to install all the hydrogen thrusters back into its original place. Then what I also want to do is already think about how to make this bottom part work. I kind of want to use parts of the original design. If I can get that done, that would be lovely. But I'm unsure if that's gonna work. To accomplish this, I also want to do one thing first. And that thing is get some small cargo containers up in here. And the way we're gonna do that, we're gonna use a... You know what, we're gonna use this pink color so we know what block we're used for it. We're going to install a little bit of a runway. Because the good thing about small cargo containers is that they're very light. So we can drag them up there. There we go. And what we're going to do is install some small cargo containers. Now, they might not be in the correct spot immediately. But what I'm going to place them mostly is around the assembler. That way the components will be close to the assembler. Oh. So I removed some. I just have to check where I put them.
Energy low.
That's just low. Should be fine. Right, one is here. And the other one is next to it. As you can see, they're very light. I can literally lift them without issue. I'm that strong. So we're just going to install a few of these. Now, it might be more annoying later to move them. Oh, hey, steel plates. But for the time being, we could at least make the rover empty. In case we're gonna need the rover for something else, it's not useful to have that thing so heavy that I can't do anything with it. Here's some small cargos. That one is attached to that, right? Yes. Yes, okay, they're attached to each other. Oh. Oh, don't know why that's spazzing. Oh, it's probably spazzing because it's... Yep. A little bit broken, but it's fine. It's just the displays and the computers that are annoying. But if I install these 4, we should get at least a little bit of a more manageable set of inventory. Then we don't have to use the rover for storage anymore. Then we can install a conveyor sorter to drain the rover of its components, and we can store them all into the ship. Now, it won't be the permanent storage, because at some point we're going to install some of the large cargo containers, and that might also be where I'm going to place those blocks in the bottom container. The bottom area down there. There's just so much space here that we can use. These conveyors are gonna go, then we're gonna open the floor, and then at some point we're also gonna remove this and just open this entire floor up. But for that, we really first want to install these small cargos. And I also want to make sure that they're as far away from the floor as possible. That way we can easier move everything around. Let me do it a little bit further away. Oh, didn't want to press that button. Come on. Don't be like this. And one more. Then I should have almost the same cargo capacity as the rover, because the rover has 4 small grid, large cargo containers, which have a storage capacity of 15,000 liters. And these big grid, small cargo containers have also a storage capacity of 15,000. So there should be enough inventory space to empty out the cargo. So we're gonna really try to install them over here. So we're just gonna attach them here to the ship in like a, maybe like upwards, like a 2x2 here. I just hope I have enough components for the merge blocks. What do I have more? Oh, okay, I still have some grinders. That's fine. Okay. And I hope that I have the components to repair them. And then storage, we're probably gonna give a particular color as well, just to color code every block that's in the base. And we're gonna keep them red. I mean, I don't know why this speed module wasn't red as well. And we're gonna open the roof later on here as well, because we're probably gonna place a lot of batteries left in this corner here. But we'll get to that in a bit. First, we're just gonna install these. Go. And who knows, maybe these will be a permanent fixture for the ship, but we'll see about that. Let's just make them red for now. Because I just like the red and yellow. Makes it look like Legos. It's a good nostalgic color in my eyes. Why can't I? There's just not enough steel plates. Is it because everything is in this bottom part here? I mean, it's possible. Probably used a lot of steel plates. There's just no steel plates anymore. Summon the assembler. There's summon a port connector. Port connector. Small cargo container. Starboard connector. Is there just something wrong? Something that I'm missing. Starboard connector. I also all forget what's the difference between starboard. It's just okay, so they're here. Then why are these not attached to the rest of the ship? Oh, I removed these. Of course. I removed these because I wanted to install the large hydrogen thruster. That's gonna take a while. I removed this a little bit presumptuously. Okay, let me get that out of there. And just install this back for the time being. Okay. I'm just sometimes a little bit too shotgunny when it comes to my approaches with this game. Let's just install this. Let's give myself a little bit of a working space. One here. One here. I thought so. Slide forwards. We're almost there. It's probably a little bit stuck underneath the conveyors. Yeah. Thought so. Push it a little bit forward. it's able to. There we go. That's one. Hmm? Boop. Perfect. Oh, that was not the correct. That's fine. That's not a permanent fixture anyway. It's gonna go either in the ground or it's gonna go over top. It's probably gonna go in the ground, knowing my own building style. I want it a little bit... No, I want to walk underneath it later. Is it then in the way of this? Yeah, it's kind of in the way of this. Let's then put it on that side anyway. I fit it under there. Doesn't really want to move under there. Now it's stuck. Oh, nice. Moving stuff like this sure has its problems. Let's see if I can just place this on top. Probably not. Oh, I can. How's it stuck then? Okay, sure. Just install this like this. Okay. Now let's see if I can get it in there. Oh, go, okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now we're gonna install the one in that corner. Yes. Nope, I didn't want to access his inventory. I wanted to turn it around a little bit. I guess I'm not strong enough to do that. There we go. One. Two. Okay, it was so well aligned.
Inventory full.
Oh, I accidentally have now 3 birch blocks worth of components. That's fine. Yep, that's the correct orientation. Pick it up, lift it up, and slide it in. We're gonna merge block it into place. Slide it into place, and there we go.
Energy low.
Now we have 4 small cargo containers worth for inventory. So what I really want to do now is change the cargo rover down to here. So as for now, it only has some standard parts and it goes up. What I really want to work is just put a conveyor sorter in the middle to just make sure that the items get pulled out of the rover. Just gonna install all this in here. Let me guess, there's a whole bunch of components in here. Yeah, I thought so. The rover is gonna be heavy. This is the thing that I wanted to stop. To have just stuff lingering in connectors everywhere. Almost. There we go. Now we're gonna install the sorter. Then we're gonna install a corner. Then we're gonna reinstall the connector. Okay. And what we're gonna do now is just get everything pulled out. We're just gonna put it to drain all. The worst thing it can do when I do drain all is that it will also drain out the ice from the O2H2, but then we're just gonna blacklist ice. Just gonna blacklist ice, and then we're gonna put this to drain all. And let's just attach it now, and let's see how quickly this is gonna empty. There we go. Let's see the inventory. There we go. There's just so many components in here that if the rover isn't attached, then the components aren't at the base. So we need the components in the base. Just at all times. That's a lot of large steel. Tubins. 12 artillery shells and some tools. So yeah, we really want this thing to be free in case we're gonna need it for anything else. Alright, that's done. So let's check the inventory now. Oh, that one's still broken. What am I missing? Some metal grids, and we don't have metal grids? Wow. Let's then make some metal grids. There we go. Look at that. 15,000, 4,000. Good. So now we have some temporary storage. It's not gonna be the end-all be-all of storage, but at least for the time being, it is something we can rely on for the near future. For the rest, let's start gutting this bottom part. Do I want to do that now? Yeah, I think I want to do that now. I really want to see how far I can get, so most of these connectors are gonna go. Because we have the connectors now running through the top floor, and we're gonna move them away later. Oh, no, alright. Not gonna destroy this yet. Gonna open this entire flooring up. Just so we can install parts later on. Yep, still floor. Like, we really want to think about what we're going to place down here. Now, I believe underneath these connectors we're seeing right now is where the hydrogen thrusters are. We got to be careful not to remove those. Yeah, there's the edge here. Let's gut this thing. What's this? A small oxygen tank. Alright, that's just stuck down here. Alright, we'll think about that.
Inventory full.
I know. Inventory full. I mean, it's fine that it's here. We might need to move it later, but we'll think about that. But this is just an area that's just light armor blocks, and I kind of want to use up the space for something else. Plus, we need this space free anyway, in case we wanna... If we wanna place those hydrogen thrusters back in, we really need some moving space. Move these blocks. I could even put the jump drives down here, but we'll think about that. We're gonna connect this part over onto the thrusters later on anyway. Here's an ion thruster that's pointing backwards? Sideways. Alright, that's fine, I think. Yeah, that's fine. That's just some extra movement to the side. Fine. Yeah. Let's leave that one. Okay. This is not an outside block. Okay, inventory full, blah 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 blah. This ship is gonna look very gutted before it's gonna look anything like a finished ship, sadly. We can install a new ion thruster on the other side. I can install the jump drives down here. But I think I want to jump drive somewhere more visible. So I think I'm gonna place those somewhere else. Okay. Alright. Move these conveyors here. I used these conveyors in the beginning. Oh, another oxygen tank. Are they in a good spot though? Otherwise I'm just gonna stack things on top of them.
Energy low.
These are the ones that have the hydrogen? Yes. Okay. These conveyors can go. Okay, there's one of the hydrogen thrusters again. So here's some oxygen tanks. I might even want to install more of the hydrogen thrusters back in, but we'll get to that part later as well. I think most of these hydrogen thrusters I'm also going to move by hand because they're it's probably going to be more dangerous to move them around with the hauler than it's actually by just moving them by hand and merge blocking them together.
Energy critical.
I know. Alright, that's at least a little bit open. We're gonna remove one extra edge, just so we can work on what type of flooring we want. If we want a mix between interior walls or interior, what are they called again? Oh, I can't check that right now, really. Because I'm inside of a ship. Alright, let's get out of here. Like, light armor blocks are nice and all, but I kind of want to work with a lot of different types of blocks, because light armor blocks are kind of bland. Like, at some point you've worked with them so much that everything just starts to look the same, so you kind of want to experiment with things. Alright. It's this side. I want one other side. I want a little bit freer as well. So I think we can perhaps leave those oxygen tanks there. We just have to think about where we're going to install some cargo or some hydrogen tanks. Okay, here's another drop. I think that's where the ion thruster was located.
Inventory full.
Very full. Boop. If I'm gonna make a next playthrough of this challenge mode, I'm gonna give myself a little bit more inventory space. That has been a very limiting factor to a lot of this run. Okay. let's look on the bottom side. We can rebuild this part for the most part. I'm probably going to remove that ion thruster up there as well. Yes. Now we're going to make this a little bit more wide. Like from these thrusters we're going to make it a little bit more wide so we have some area to work with. And we can protect these ion thrusters on the bottom side a little bit better. Let's do that. We're just going to reinstall them somewhere else. These ion thrusters. Okay. Nice. That was built quickly. A bit too quickly for my liking almost. Since we're gonna remove them anyway. Okay. So these oxygen tanks, am I gonna leave them in the same spot or am I gonna lower them by 1 block? I would almost pose to lower them by 1 block. But I don't know if that will help me that much. How much room do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 until there. What we can do is install some of the larger hydrogen tanks down here. Let me check if I can grind down 1 more block down. Yes, I can. Here are the sorters that were connected to the bottom turrets. I think we're going to use this area for 2 of those larger hydrogen tanks. I just hope I can get them in fine. These are half blocks where I'm walking on. I can always remove these blocks and replace them later if I have installed the hydrogen tanks. But then the hydrogen tanks are connected with the middle connection to these oxygen tanks. And then I'll install them in such a way that from here I can get back to the conveyor system. Okay. I think I'm just gonna remove those right now. Just so I have some more parts in. And that will protect them later with some other blocks. Yeah. I'm just gonna remove 1 more row on 1 side. Because these things are 3 by 3 and I'm gonna try to place them in a 3 by 3 hole. That always gives issues. This game is a bit pixel perfect when it comes to those types of things. Something Minecraft never has issues with. There we go. I'm gonna fix the bottom side of the ship later anyway, so for now that's fine. Okay. Remove some of these blocks. I will reinstall this conveyor system later.
Energy low.
Okay. We're gonna take a little bit of a breather. And then we get the hauler back in. There we go. Put this back to auto. Put this back to fill. I'm actually gonna change those batteries to the other tab here as well. Hauler. Hydrogen tanks. What? Just batteries. I will do that once I am in the air. Okay, let's activate all the engines. They're on. Batteries are set to auto. Tank is set to auto. Let's go. So, The way we're gonna do this is we have some of these tanks, and I don't think they have that much of an orientation to them. Because we're gonna install them in this way. Okay, it's the... Oh, I almost hit the ground with the hydrogen thrusters in the back. So, it does have a little bit of an orientation to them. It's this numpad to it. You kind of want to install it in the correct manner. So let's just see if we can rotate this by 90 degrees. There's still computers in these connectors. Nope. And yes. Oh, that's good. 3 computers. Oh, I actually need some components to fix this. That's fine. In this orientation we want to install it, but it's very broken right now. So we want to make sure that once we start moving it, it doesn't explode on me. So let's get some of these components stolen from these connectors, and let's hope that we can at least give it some more health. Need a lot more large steel tubes. It's gonna take forever. Let's just get a few. Let's see, do I have it in my inventory? Yeah. Yeah, 62 large steel tubes. It's worth it to just repair it right now, because if something goes wrong, then we blow up one of these, and we have quite a few of them, but I've already lost two large hydrogen thrusters in a safe scum, so I don't want to lose more. Just want to be as careful as possible when it comes to these things. Okay, 4 more, and then it should be able to be fully repaired. Okay. Now it doesn't matter if we're going to install it backwards or forwards, so to speak. What we really just want to do is just install it the way it is right now. We want to grab it sideways, I believe. That's going to be difficult, whichever way I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to land it almost like this. So I'm going to have to grab it a little bit from the side. Okay, let's try this. I have to grab it a little bit from here. There we go. Let's see if we can get this in. Okay. Place it down real quick. Okay. Boop. So we want this one first installed over here on this connection. Okay, let's see if I can build 2 steel birch blocks. Yes. Okay. Can I place blocks over here? Hmm. I can. It needs to be connected to here. Okay. This is gonna be a tough one though. Can I fly in from here if I just remove a few more blocks? Just light armor so I can remove these and place them willy-nilly. Gonna replace most of this flooring later anyway, so it should be fine. Oh, this is already outside. Alright. Let's remove them for now. Okay. Alright, let's do this. Okay. Almost there. A little bit forward. Perfection. Getting a lot better with this. Watch me fail the next one though. I think I'm just, you know, precariously gonna remove these blocks here. Or precautiously. Then I'm gonna place the first merge block right here. Okay. I'll repair these later. Then I'm gonna put some blast doors on the bottom side as well. I'm gonna place like on this side some blast doors to make sure that they're protected. And my ship just doesn't blow up willy-nilly. I'm gonna take a page out of the book from the ship creator from the backside, because, you know, I don't want to lose my entire ship the moment I find one hostile ship that I can't dodge. I think I can place it from this side, so if I land in with my hauler from this side, I can place it right there. I just have to make sure I don't hit these two. Alright, let's find one of the other ones. Do I have one on this side that's free? No, I don't. And there's one here, but that's very built in. Okay, let's try it on the other side then. Jump drive. Nope. Alright, then there was one here. Yeah, there's one here. It's very connected to a lot of things though. Yeah, there's some H2O2. Let's disconnect this. Nope. Didn't want to press that. Don't even know what that menu was. Wasn't a cheat menu, was it? Okay. Let's disattach this. Disattach, detach, bro. Speak English, bro. Don't act like it's not your first language. Oh wait, it isn't my first language. Another yield module. Didn't I even... You can't attach yield modules to O2H2 generators. Why are they attached to it? I don't get it. Yeah, let's move this one a little bit to the side, and let's move this one a little bit to the side. Let's free this up to the best of our abilities. This still has some superconductors, so we kind of want to save it for the time being. I didn't know that would be disconnected already. I'm very glad nothing blew up. Lots of components. And let's return. I love that this ship part was the most busted out of all of them. Yet it's the current most removed one already. Seems like it's free. Oh, it's almost in the correct orientation already as well. Nice. Okay. Yeah. That should be it. Now we just have to think about how to place it. Want them oriented in the right way. Okay, so there's a keypad here, and I kind of want the keypad, so it's gonna have to be here. So right here. And if I grab it at the merge block itself, it's also going to be a little bit easier to maneuver. A little bit heavy, so when I turn, it flips my ship a little bit. Okay. I'll see if I can do this first try. Oh, fuck me. No, 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 no. That is bad. Okay, it's repairing it. It didn't blow up. It didn't blow up. I thought I had some distance to go before I would hit it, but I thought wrong. Let's hope I can repair it. Okay, it's already repaired. Oof. I only have a 1 block gap that I can sink in between. Yes. Okay. I'm very glad that I didn't blow up that industrial tank. That would have been bad. Okay. Oof. Alright. That is one very precarious part done. Now we just have to think about how we're gonna place everything here. So, what we need in this location is we are gonna need some hydrogen thrusters again. We're gonna install them in this exact spot. And the way we're gonna do this, highly likely, is just place some scaffolding blocks underneath it. And then just place them on top of there, merge block them together, conveyor over them. Question is just how long are we gonna make this part? I kinda wanna make it quite long. This was only 6 blocks long, but I really wanna extend this. Just because we're gonna need all the thrust that we can get. So, we're gonna move some... let me just make scaffolding pink. Just everything that I'm not gonna use later, I'm just gonna use pink for. That way I will know which blocks to remove. Shift P. Also looks like a block that I would never use in my own buildings. Wood, maybe. Pink, maybe. But wooden pink? Nah, never. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, then we're at 8. Let's make it just a nice 10. We have the hydrogen thrusters to work with. I'm probably just gonna move that one back. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I put one back here too many. Maybe. It's maybe a little bit too close to the hydrogen tanks. So let's remove this one. And then extend it by 1. Oh, just do it like this then. Okay. Let's extend it by 1. Then going to remove some of these blocks because we're going to put some other stuff here later. And then what we're going to do here is build a little bit of a ramp. I should put it a little bit more in the back. The reason also why I'm leaving it currently out of, I'm not digging it out of the ice and putting it on a foot, is because then you can't place blocks in the ice anymore. It doesn't really want to do that when you have built it on a foot. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is we're really going to just try to get a row of hydrogen thrusters here and a row of hydrogen thrusters here. So let's get our little rover. And let's pick up some hydrogen thrusters. I don't even know where I placed all of them. But I just know that the standard ones, not the industrial ones, but the standard ones, we can just merge blocks on 5 sides. So if I can just pick up the majority of them. There we go. You just pick up 5 every trip, then we should be done in like 2 trips, maybe 3. Alright, let's just move them up to the vehicle. There we go. Any more? Yep. Oopsie. Go. Reverse. This one is kind of broken, but we don't care. We have the technology to repair it. It's just, yeah, it's just one metal grid and 8 large steel tubes. We can build that in no time at all. So a little bit of fire is no problem. Although the fire is kind of distracting though, so let's just do this for a second. We'll repair it in a bit. Okay, do we have one more? Yep. Mm-hmm. And there we go. Let's bring these boys back to the location. Let's hope that pillar isn't in the way a little bit. Let's drop them off here then. So that's 3. We have 4. Backside is number 2. Ooh. Kicked it. And we have 5 and 6. And 6. And there we go. So that's 5. Let's see how many we need. I thought we had 5 on this side, so that's enough now. And we need 8 in total. Okay, so that's 2 trips of 4, or 5 and 3 trip. Now I believe I have some over on this side. Oh, that's that wheel. Look. Here's some parts. Just lower everything again. And let's just attach some of these. Doesn't matter if they're half broken, we can fix them. Some of them are even completely fine. Come on, move. There we go, that's 1. There we go. Almost. There we go. Verse. One more. There we go. Oh, this was not the thing that was broken. It was the hydrogen engine that was behind it. That's something we have to install as well. Emergency hydrogen engines in case we ever run out of electricity. Solar panels are going to be installed later on as well, but that's going to be pretty much the ending part. Were there not some hydrogen thrusters around here? Yeah, but just industrial ones. And industrial ones. And more industrial ones. I like the look of industrial ones, but they're way harder to work with. Like, the thing with these thrusters is that you can place blocks on the side of it. Like, they are attachable on the sides. If you look at the industrial ones, they aren't. You can place blocks on that side, but that's the only place you can attach them to. These are just way more versatile when you work with them. Okay, let's attach this one. Yes. Alright, reverse, and that should be 5. Yes. Then we only need 3 more, and then we should be able to start with the building of the thruster array at the bottom. And then if we install the large hydrogen thruster in the bottom in the back, then we should have 7 large thrusters pointing downwards and at least 20 small hydrogen thrusters pointing downwards. I hope that is enough hydrogen thrusters in total to work with. I am unsure. I've never gotten a ship this big. The other ship that I used in my previous run was big as well, but a lot of thrusters were already installed. Now I'm just winging it, really. Now I know there's probably some calculations that you can do and such, but I don't know how. Mostly also because I don't have the thruster numbers. I can look them up, but I think for now we're just gonna wing it. The moment I realize that I can't get off the ground is probably the moment I realize I need more hydrogen thrusters. Right. Then we need to install a whole crap load of batteries later on as well. Oh, there's some hydrogen thrusters. There's a whole array of 3. Isn't that something behind me? Yeah, a wheel. Oh, let me not run into that. If I pick it up with number 6, maybe I can move them in one chunk. I think they're attached, though, to other stuff. He's attached to it. Why are you not grabbing it? It's still unlocked. Why are you unlocked? Alright, let's just first see, is this all detached? Yeah, it is. Let's just detach them from each other just to make sure that they don't blow up. Okay, there we go. Just attached to each other? Yes.
Inventory full.
Oh, this fire is making it hard to work with. Why did it catch on fire immediately again? Interesting. Oh, they are heavy. This is that's an O2H2 generator. That's box free floating. Like, outside of having a functional base, I also want to have a really cool looking functional base or ship. So we're gonna work towards that as well. Having some parts that I could really, really say that I enjoy the ship. Go. I can barely move that. That's fine. Oops. Okay. Mm-hmm. See if I can pull out of here without breaking that forward facing thruster. Almost gonna pick up that engine. I mean, I might just pick up that engine just in general. I need to move it anyway. Don't know yet where I'm gonna install those engines. I might install them in the bottom bay as well. Although I do like the look of them. And some blocks where I just like the look of them, I really want them to be able to be seen. Like, I want the base to be strong, but I also want the base to be open, in that you can see other parts of the ship. Okay, that is number 4. Let's retouch that. Then we have 1 at number 2. There we go. Then we have the engine at number 5, and the last thruster level number 6. So let's just put number 5 over here. Oh, that made a little bit more of a clang than I actually wanted, but sure. Okay, let's place that down, and then we should have everything here for the array of hydrogen thrusters at the bottom. Like I've said before, I really need to build this thing from the bottom up. There we go. Let's leave that to charge again. So, the plan for this is really just get a hydrogen engine, move it up here to the best of my abilities. If I am able to. Hello? Oh, is it too steep? Okay. That's fine. We have a ways to deal with that. Instead of this, we'll just install this. A little bit full on steel plates right now. Like, I could use this bottom part as well for anything else, but I think if these hydrogen thrusters are here, I'm gonna need this to be armor, just to protect everything that's in the middle. And I think this is gonna be one of my conveyor lines. I'm gonna do one here and one in the bottom, just so it does not relying on just one conveyor line. Alright, let's see. Can I move it up this path then? Oof. Hello? Oof? Why you no move? But I was strong. Not strong enough, I guess. At least it's not sliding down every time. Hope that not all of them are gonna be that annoying, but let's see. Slide it into place. Then we're gonna have to install it by merge blocks, because otherwise we're gonna use all our computers. Question is, which side am I gonna do this on? This conveyor block is a little bit in the way. What is the safest bet? If I do it like this. Oh, I don't know what it did there, but sure. Okay, now place a merge block on top of it. Good. Yes, alright. First one is reinstalled. Next up. So orientation doesn't really matter with these because they're the same on all sides. The only thing that's different is the top side. And I mean, even that we can install in the same way. The way we're gonna merge block these together now is by placing a merge block here. Oh. Then we're gonna install a merge block here. Let's dump all of our extra components. Okay. There we go. Alright. See if it immediately starts making it as well. Just need some metal grids. Alright, let me just activate the metal grids. Oh, we're running out of cobalts. Alright. No cobalts. We'll do that later. Alright, let's hope that the next hydrogen thruster is not going to be as much of a pain in the ass as the first one. It's going to be as much of a pain in the ass as the first one. The shimmy technique. Just shimmy it left and right. Okay. Found a way to do it. Learning from our mistakes. Experimenting and solving issues. I put it on my what do you call that? Not my job application, but the thing you use for job application. Your CV. It has a name. Resume. That's the one. Ah, English words. Creative problem solving. Something that I love to do. There we go. Alright, let's try it again. See if I can do the shimmy technique again. Okay, let's put it like this. That's shimmy. Oh, shimmy, bro. Shimmy. Shimmy. Good. Mm-hmm. Move. Move. You cow. Although I can probably move a cow easier than this. Okay. Let's put some arch blockies. Mm-hmm. Good. Let's see, how far are we? I think we're nearing the end. I think these last two blocks. We have 4 there. Yeah, and 4 here. So we need 2 more. Come on, shimmies. Come on, shimmy. We grab it lower maybe to do this. I think the lower you grab it, the easier. Okay. Mm-hmm. Good. Good.
Energy low.
Mm-hmm. Good. We almost have one row completely done. Then we have to repair them and color them, of course, but to have them in place is already quite the achievement in my book. Like, this will be an entirely manually built ship, so if you had one person without build restrictions that would build a similar ship, they would pretty much already have it done by now. And then there's me that just wants a fun challenge with build restrictions that is taking forever to build one ship. Because I am a masochist, apparently. Damn you, I didn't want you to tip over the other way. There we go. Let me build this in. Let's see. Okay, edges here. So we're going to turn a little bit. Yeah. Okay, on the edge. And there we go. This entire edge is now done. Well, the hard part is... Oh, okay. Energy critical. Let's sit down in our little chair over here. Let's take a look at the handiwork we've done so far. The ship is at least getting, you know, built. It takes quite a while, but we installed at least enough hydrogen to last us for a little bit. There we go. I'm just really happy that this is all in place now, and I'm very glad that this one didn't blow up. This one over here is gonna be very annoying to install, I think. So let's do that one next. Just remove these blocks. And build the ramp. Scrap one, let's stand. Let's scrap one that we can turn upside down. Go move. Oh, right. I didn't actually think that was gonna work. Like, while I was doing it, I was like, oh god, did I make a mistake with trying it in this manner? But I actually managed to do it. Okay. It's one. Can I place this one? Beautiful. Okay, touch them. Good. And now I just need all the other ones. Mm-hmm. Grab them at the bottom. And shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Shimmy, shimmy, a, shimmy, a, shimmy, there we go. Push it into place. Good. Oop. Hit my head on the ceiling. Like a dummy. Installed. I'm probably gonna give most of these the same green color we've given to the other ship parts. The other hydrogen parts, so to speak. Just to keep in track for the same colorization. So hydrogen is gonna be green, everything to do with H2O2, and ice is gonna be white, everything to do with storage is gonna be red, stuff like that. I just love the auto builders, at least. They help speed a lot of these processes up. A lot of the menial tasks you can let them do. The only thing you have to do is give them components. And they do everything for you. It's lovely. Whoop. Okay, grab it at the bottom. Just drag it up here. Come on. No, drag it up here. Good. Put it back upright. But there's some differences. Very minor ones. Okay. There it is. Oh. So it's because of the top. I'm able to place a merge box? Why? Oh, it's like half in the ground. Okay. Weird. Let's not do that. Okay, don't know what happened there. Oh. That was not the plan. Let me dump my resources for a second again. Otherwise I have too much components in my inventory. Done. Getting the hang of this. This is good. Only 4 more to go, and then we have the entire row done. Ooh, don't drop it. I had a horrifying thought for a second, but I'm very glad that it wasn't the thing. I was thinking, like, what if I installed all of these, like, the wrong way? Like, facing upwards or something. And I looked again and I saw that I didn't do that, but that gave me a little bit of a self-spook. done. Most of them are missing metal grids. Yeah, it's fine. I can even get a whole lot of metal grids still from the second part, so to speak. There's a lot of steel plates and a lot of metal grids still in that because it has so much heavy armor. Where we took the 3 large hydrogen thrusters out of. There's so many parts out of there that we can use. Oh, that's the first time I actually failed that. Go. Let's not fail it a second time. One there. One there. What's left? 2? Yeah, 2 left. And then we have the array. Then we have to think about what we're going to place in the middle. We could place perhaps some of the oxygen tanks that we have just in the middle of it. Just like the other ones. Like, it doesn't have to be every, like, the only place where we store oxygen, but it's just maybe just to stay in the theme of this ship so far. Just to build on what we have of a structure. Would be interesting. Go. And that one. Good. Nearing the end of this. Green. And the last one. There he is. Then we're gonna get some metal grids and we're gonna repair everything fully. Although I think we're gonna need quite a lot of metal grids to fix everything, but we'll see. I think it might also be better to set up the miner that I was thinking about in the last 2 episodes. Because the mining vehicle was just a mess, really. I've tried it a few times, but it's almost like getting a transport vehicle and do everything by hand would be faster.
Energy critical.
I know. Let's just sit in the hauler. I have to set the hauler back to its correct position to recharge anyway, so let's just do that. Okay. Set this to recharge, set that to fill. It was very low already because I left it open and with all the hydrogen things on. I have to rebuild this as well, but we'll get to that later as well. We can get easier access to everything on the bottom once this is all set and done. But we can only do that once we have everything basically done with the bottom. At least the parts that we can access. And the last hydrogen thruster for this array. And that should be it. Wow. Just look at that. An array of some very, very broken hydrogen thrusters. Let's just make it a little bit more nicer to look at. Let's go back to this ship and remove some of the not the blast doors. Need some of the heavy armor. Do some here. Here we go. Don't know how many it needs, but let's just remove some. What? Barely even know what happened there. Here's some metal.
Inventory full.
All of them repaired. This one needs some metal grids. This one needs some metal grids, but we're almost there. Nope. Oh, here's some. Nope. Yes. Nope. Oh, jump. Nope. 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 Yes.
Inventory full.
Ugh. Motion sickness. I think that's all of them. Okay. Then now, let's turn them into the correct color. Let's steal the color from this one. Hmm? There we go. Look at that. My own hydrogen tank, or my own hydrogen thruster array. Now, we're gonna think about what we're gonna place here. But we are all out of time for this episode. Very glad to get at least some of the big parts done. So installing some of the hydrogen tanks, installing a lot of the hydrogen thrusters. This will make me at least feel confident that when we install the last hydrogen thruster here in the front, in this location here, once we've done that, that we will have more than enough thrust to get at least off the ground with this thing. Then we're going to install quite a lot of iron thrusters at the bottom somewhere, but those can be placed anywhere. They don't have to be connected with conveyors, so that is a lot more freeform. But yeah, that was it for this episode. If you liked this episode, then thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.